Russell
Oh man.
Pierce at Russell Pierce. This a PW Insider report. Jade Cargill is not usually at the WWE PC every day, but she has been spending 1 to 2 days a week there, and that is the current plan going forward. There's no official date for her to come up to the main roster or even appear regularly on NXT. WWE sees her as a strong talent for the future, and there are no rush to get her into her first storylines. Now, a lot of people are talking about this. Why haven't we seen Jade Cargill yet? We've made a big deal about her signing, shown glimpses of her, but still nothing yet. And it's been a couple months now.
Yeah.
Now there's this report that came out. Should WWE be concerned that Jade Cargill isn't ready yet? Because that's what it seems like, that she's not ready.
She's definitely not ready in some kind of capacity. You could see that from her AEW work. She very much, in my opinion, plateaued. I don't know if
Plateau. That's a strong word.
yeah, now someday I'm gonna work with her and I'm gonna get kicked in the face for this. Just watch. But I just felt like I don't know if it was the way that she was booked in AEW or if it was just like her own abilities, but it felt like she was on like a very specific incline, and then once she got the TBS title, it felt like they didn't know what to do with her next. And I think some of that might be due to her still being, I mean, she's only been wrestling for like 2.5, 3 years. And I think also WWE saying that like they're not in a rush to force her to do anything actually gives me hope, because I feel like WWE has a long track record of hyping people when they come in and trying to force it way, way, way too early. And those people just not working out. The one that comes to mind for me is Sin Cara way back when, like the original Sin Cara, where they wanted to hype this guy as the next like big star, the next Rey Mysterio, and meanwhile this guy didn't speak English, and he was struggling to communicate with these guys in the ring, and everyone was like, "What? I thought this guy was supposed to be the like this superstar, and he's making all these mistakes." And it's just they set him up to fail. And I would hope that they don't do that to Jade, because I think that they signed her because they were like, "Holy shit, this person has star written all over her."
Yes, this is easily, I would say, AEW's biggest star that they had.
Yeah,
And I would include MJF in that category just because she's done everything that a star is supposed to do, literally
yeah,
everything. But the way that this signing is, and what's going on here, the PC and the development, one can't help but think about the whole Gable Stevenson, Gable
yeah,
Stevenson situation. Like
yes,
they that was a huge deal. They hyped the shit out of it, and it wound up being nothing. Now, obviously, Jade Cargill has more sports entertainment experience than Gable.
yes,
Um, and I know some fans they'll knock her ability, which I think is unwarranted. Honestly, I think she did a very fine job at AEW doing what she had to do. She fit the role. She honestly, like she screams WWE talent more than AEW.
oh, a
If it,
hundred percent. The whole time she was in AEW, I remember thinking that like it was so weird because it felt like this was like a WWE person.
Mhm.
Um, and when by the way, let me just say, when I said plateaued, I don't necessarily mean like her own personal ability, but it just felt like they didn't know what to do with her
Like
next.
storyline, you're talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I
Triple H
feel
kind
like
of also like talking of talent wise. Triple H kind of alluded to when during his during the press conference that like seemed like it felt like AEW didn't necessarily teach her the right tools.
yeah,
If you're
and I
reading between the lines in that,
yeah, and some of that might be like WWE's own sort of branding thing,
right.
you
That's
know,
yeah.
and I could. I mean, we have to see, and I think it's one of those things that it's like a double edged sword when they sign somebody and they're just like, "Oh my God, this person's going to be this, that, or whatever." And sometimes they turn into Kurt Angle, and sometimes, yeah, like Gable. I mean, Gable Stevenson's a little different because I think he had some sort of like personal life type of stuff that was a little unsavory that might have affected it. If he like gone from WWE, um, I don't
Yeah,
know. I
also
haven't.
there was like the whole Cain Velasquez thing too. That was also a big deal. Then wound up being nothing. Like
Yeah,
I would hope to say like Jade Cargill is not that. I don't think this is going to amount to nothing.
yeah,
Jade Cargill, like she looks the part, and we know she can go.
Yeah,
It sounds like WWE Triple H is saying like they want to make sure she's ready, but the thing is ready for what? It seems like they want to push her to the moon. I guess that's what push ready for what is, right?
yeah. And I mean, I think it's another thing too, where it's a little like they don't know, they probably see her as a future main event talent, but they also might be saying to themselves like, hey, she's not quite ready for that yet. Also, like I said, I think that there is a history of them sometimes bringing these people in and hyping them up like crazy and kind of setting them up for failure. And maybe there's just something that they see in her that they're kind of like, let's hang on. Also, there's a chance that they're just gonna they're kind of taking their time with her, and that we start to see her get sprinkled in more and more towards Mania, and they're trying not to let her just get like lost in the shuffle,
Right.
which is
It
entirely a thing that could happen before, especially when you're in like the WrestleMania season.
and it definitely seems like they're looking to bypass NXT altogether with her because otherwise, so we'd see her develop in real time in NXT. So it seems like they have really grandiose plans with her. I
Yeah,
can't wait to see her finally make her in ring debut for WWE. Fans are going to go nuts for that.